already, and it's already Wednesday. I did not do anything Monday and Tuesday because there really wasn't anything to talk about. Not much to talk about today. Yesterday I had my final retired teachers meeting, and we all had to take a dish, so I bought some cinnamon rolls. Did not make them, but I did make some Chex Mix. And every time I make Chex Mix, I do something a little bit different, and I'll show you in a little bit when I get up what I did to this particular one. I've been making it sweet, which is a no-no for pre-diabetic people, but I only have a cup a day. Surely that's not terrible. Anyway, today I made some pinto beans. My husband loves beans, and I don't do it very often because it takes so long for them to get soft, and there's a lot of ingredients I put in them. I have a really good recipe that I got from somewhere, I don't know where, and maybe All Recipes. If you're ever looking for recipes, All Recipes is a great place to start anyway. So I'm doing pinto beans. I'm gonna do some sausage for him. I will not eat sausage. I don't like it. I am not a pork person at all. I will do bacon, but I can certainly leave it out. But I will not eat pork chops, ham, sausage, nothing pig related. It turns my stomach. I thought I wasn't a picky eater, but I guess I kind of am. I don't like shrimp. I like crab meat, but I don't have to deal with getting into the crab. Don't like lobster, but I like most kinds of fish, from tilapia to trout to catfish to, I mean, we've sampled lots of different kinds of fish when we've gone to Disney World. So I don't even know the number of fish that I've tried, and I'm okay with salmon. I will do that. So today, while my husband has his sausage, I will be having avocado toast. Yay! Because that's what I love the most anyway. So I am sitting here on my couch, and I am getting ready to work on my book that I do for the Retired Teachers Association, which I am the historian. I've told you before, and it is my job to take photos and kind of keep up with what we've done through the year. So here's what I use to do this book. Unprofessionally show you, just by videoing it, I use Mixbook, and I have already started a project. If you've never dealt with Mixbook, it's similar to Shutterfly, Popsa, places like that. So since I've started my project, I go to my project, and I've already created my cover. And this program is really easy to deal with, and it's got a lot of options. So let me get it to full screen. So this is where I'm starting, retired teacher, but forever a teacher at heart. And the 23-24 school year. So I've already gotten through several pages. I mean, I do it by month. So here's September, things that went on. October, and I always do, we had a very good secretary this year. Actually, she had to take it over from the old secretary. She does a great newsletter, so I include that newsletter and, whatever the guest speakers were that month, and then a final notes from the secretary. I add her page, and then every once in a while I'll have a leftover page, so I just do some kind of cutesy, whatever the month is, I do some sort of cutesy thing to finish the pages. We had a fall conference, so that's what these photos are. And then here's November, and I, keep with the theme of the ordinary, everything, you think of Thanksgiving for November. And again, people who come to talk to us. Here's December. December, I lost some of the photos, so I had to kind of make up things, and I felt so bad. But there was no way to recover because I didn't discover that I had deleted them until it was too late. So I kind of had to make stuff up there. January. Again, I had an extra page, so I had to do something cutesy. Another thing that I do is whoever the hostesses are for the brunch, they get a full page with their table of food, and I list who they are. And then the following pages are things that happened at the meeting. And this one, well, excuse me, let me go back. This one was about our public library that we have downtown, so that was kind of a neat thing. And then this is March. And sometimes I do marches like shamrocks, but this time I went with kites. And the speaker. And this I'm not real happy with April. I may be changing it up a little bit. I just don't like how, I don't know. I don't know that I like how it's turned out. I will get some probably input from Suzanne because she, my daughter, who is the high school art teacher, she is also the yearbook advisor. So she has to do this is her third year to do the yearbook. So she's always, got some ideas and can kind of give me some input as to what I did wrong or what I could do better. And then we had a spring conference, and that's where I am here. I've got to put the spring conference on. So all I lack is spring conference, May, and then I will do a memorial page, and it's actually going to be to my best friend who passed. And I'm still having trouble with that. I just cannot believe that she is not here. And of course, they moved. We knew them forever. I knew them the first year that I met my husband. And then I married him and we moved to our town because of her and her husband. He was a band director. She was a music teacher. My husband's a band director. I was an art teacher. But when we moved, I no longer got to do art, which is a story. If you ever want to know the story of my life, comment below and I can do it real. It doesn't take very long, but it tells you why I did not get to continue teaching art. I became a kindergarten teacher, and then when we moved to this town, first grade teacher, and then finally God answered my prayers. In my last 5 years, I was an art teacher. It was heaven on this earth, and I'm not kidding. I thoroughly enjoyed teaching art. Now, not to say that I didn't like kindergarten and first grade. When you're put in situations, you learn to love what you've got to do. It wasn't my choice. It was just put into my life. But I see later that was put into my life because it helped me later with art. Had I not taught kindergarten, first grade, I would not have known how to handle that age group as art students. So everything works out. The puzzles of the piece of your puzzle pieces get put together if you trust the Lord. And I do. Might not have always been my dream, but it became the dream. So anyway, I lost my train. Excuse me, I thought. I don't even know where I was going with this. Oh, So my friend who passed, we've just been around them our whole lives. We moved so that my husband could teach with him in our former town. We moved again so that my husband could be the band director, and this man was the superintendent of schools at that time, and his wife was the music teacher. So we've known them I'll be married 43 years in June. I've known them for 44 years because I knew them before we married. So it was difficult to lose her. However, they moved away right after I retired, which was so sad because we had so many plans, she and I. But they moved to be closer to their family, and so life does what it does. But yeah, at least we texted back and forth some, and we met to eat a couple of times, not as much as we would have wanted to. But yeah, so anyway, I'm doing a memorial page, and I get to do that for her, and I'm really honored to do that. And then I do it sort of like a yearbook of a school. I do the photos of the members, and then, that's how I put this book together. Whether or not it's right, I have no idea. But we used to do, they used to do, because I've only been a member of this group since I retired. Oh my word, this is going on. I retired in 2017. This is 2024. I have been retired now almost 7 years. It flew. Absolutely flew. So anyway, I worked with the historian who was here previously, and we did an actual scrapbook where you get the photos, you cut out the stuff, you glue it on, and she moved. I really liked her, but she moved. They're back now. They're going to be back. But after she moved, I asked, can I do this digitally? It may cost just a little bit more, but it will be so much more manageable, and I can actually print the book and not have a huge scrapbook of stuff that takes up space. These books are very thin, so that's what I've done. This is my third one that I've done. So that is what I'm going to try to get finished before Suzanne comes home for the summer. I've got to get this done because I don't want it hanging over my head while we want to do other things, because she really only gets June and part of July, because the end of July she goes back and starts getting her room ready, because they all start the 1st of August. The teachers do. So don't think that teachers get 3 months of vacation. Oh, no. Heck no. I mean, not even when I was in school. Long ago, we got a bigger span of time, but when they increased the teaching days in the state of Texas to 187 or something, I don't even know what it is. And then the teachers, especially if you're elementary, you work 2 or 3 weeks before the kids even come back. So your summer is just spliced. So basically you get maybe a month and a half anymore. So don't think teachers, you get 3 months. No, they don't. Trust me. Plus, during that month and a half that you're off, you're thinking about things that you're going to do and what you're going to make and what you're going to get together. So actually, school, if you're a teacher, it is year-round. Whether you're at the school or not, it is year-round. If you're a devoted teacher, which I was. And I feel sorry for the teachers these days, because it's not what it was. It's a different animal these days. So anyway, I'm going to get this done so that Suzanne and I can enjoy doing things, going places, and getting ready for our trip. If everything works out, I haven't heard anything from my heart procedures. I have another heart procedure next Thursday, and that same day, when I get finished, I'll be going to spend a couple of days with Suzanne. We are going to go see their high school yearly end of the year performance of the choir. And I have gone with her the past 3 years, and I really enjoy it. So I'm going to go stay with her, and then she'll come home with me, and then we'll take her back and all that kind of stuff. But that will be fun for next week. So what is causing me a little concern is not necessarily the heart stuff, but this procedure where I'm going to have an MRI on this spinal lumbar lesion that's going on. And I'm just praying and hoping that whatever it is not a big deal, and that we will be able to go on our trip June the 1st to Disneyland. We haven't been there in several years. The last time we went, it was at Christmas, and we froze to death. We went when Suzanne was younger one time. I went with my parents. I went with my husband one time. So this will be, I guess, my 5th trip to Disneyland. And I guess it's going to be Suzanne's 3rd trip to Disneyland. Anyway, it's different. It's neat. And I hope that we will be able to continue this trip and nothing interferes with it. We will leave June 1st and come home June 7th and have a hair appointment the next day. So this summer is going to be packed with busy things already, which is okay. But this will be the first time that I actually get to go somewhere for my anniversary in many years, and I'm excited about that. So I'm going to get this book going. I will show you what I'm going to cook today and go from there. So anyway, I made Chex Mix to take to my teacher retirement thing yesterday. I put in Bugles, honey Chex Mix. There were some of these no sugar cinnamon cereal pieces. They're wonderful. Sea salt fish crackers, peanut butter Ritz mini crackers, pretzels. Let me see what else is in there. Cashews. And there's some white cheddar Cheez-Its. And then there's some of these crackers that they're an olive oil based cracker. They are wonderful. I'm just going to get some of those next time to eat on their own. And I think that's all that's in there. But anyway, when I fix these, I put them in a zip bag, like so. And I put one in the refrigerator and one we just snack on. And if it's a few days over, I usually go ahead and put these in the refrigerator as well. And then I made one for Suzanne to take home when she comes to visit. So the other thing that I'm doing today, and I've already got it going, I am making pinto beans. And right now, let me get my spoon. I have it on low simmer, and I think I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. But the recipe comes from, I believe, All Recipes. It's actually a slow cooker recipe, but sometimes I do it on top of the stove and just let it simmer for a few hours. But anyway, it's supposed to have bell pepper, but I didn't have bell pepper, so I just used yellow bell pepper. It has onion, a small onion, bacon bits, but the recipe calls for a Black Forest ham, and I just wanted the bacon this time because I needed to use it. It's got two, what are they called? 2 bay leaves, right there. It's got some fresh oregano. And let me see what else is in here. I think that's it. I think that's all. And then I just cook it in chicken stock with a little bit of water to finish it out. And it's really, really good. Oh, cumin. It's got some cumin in it. I think that's it. But anyway, it's been on the stove since about 10 o'clock. And we usually eat about 3 or 4, and it will be ready by then. And then I'm going to cook my husband some sausages, which I will not eat. But I'm looking forward to the beans. And then I always take out the bay leaves, you know, before I serve. So anyway, that's what I'm cooking. Yesterday, I won a 20% off at our greenhouse for being one of the high contributors for, you know, saying something on Facebook, likes or whatever. So I went down and got 2 geraniums, and I said I wasn't going to get any plants because we were going to be gone, but I think these will be fine in front because they will get water from the watering system. Plus, if it rains, they'll get water, and I will definitely water them before I go. And then I may have the little girl that is going to come and watch my cat, may have her check on them and water them if they're going to need watering. But I'm just doing those right now. I'm not getting my back plants yet because I just don't want somebody to have to take care of them. But look already at my roses that are coming up. Oh, I'm so excited. I cut these back early spring, and they're just doing great. Gave them some fertilizer, and they are doing fantastic. Everything that I got at the garden center that we have down here are some fresh herbs. I have wanted a fresh herb garden forever. So I finally got one since I had the 20% off, and it is so cute. It's going to be real easy, I think, to take care of. I'm just going to spray it with a water bottle whenever it needs it. But I've got curled leaf parsley. I've got sweet large leaf basil. I've got chives, and I've got oregano. And I've already taken some parts off of it. I'm going to use the fresh chives, and I've washed them and everything for my avocado toast. And then I'm starting a basil, and I'm leaving this open so that they'll dry out. I washed them, and then I'm leaving it open, the oregano and the basil. And I'm going to see if I can freeze these. I'm going to do some reading and see if I can do that. Because they were getting a little bit leggy, and I felt like they needed a trim. So we're going to try our hand at doing a herb garden. So excited. Let's go out and give little Oreo her treat if she's going to be around. And there she is. I told you I would come back out and give you your little treat. Oh, it's my sweet little Oreo. Oh, she's so sweet. Yes, I told you I would come out and give you a little treat. So what I give her is these Temptations, and I always get the chicken flavor because she gets birds, so I just assume she likes that type of flavor. So let me get some in my hand. I feed her from my hand for a bit just to kind of keep her getting used to, you know, staying close to me and everything. And I don't usually put them on the ground, but what we've had to do here lately, and you can hear the birds in the background, we have these great big blackbirds, and they are horrible. I just don't know what to do with them. I put out foil to try to keep them away. That doesn't work. And they were eating her food because I put her food right here in this area, water in her little bowl. And they were coming up and eating her food and splashing in the water. So what I had to do was come over to her crate, take out the blanket, and put her bowls in there. And that seems to work, doesn't it? Yeah, that seems to have worked, but I have to kind of close the door because when I left the door open, the birds were coming into her cage. Unbelievable. And I mean, we've had her, this is going on the 2nd year. They did not do this last year. They did not eat from her food bowl. So I don't know what it is about it, but anyway, they are getting her food. And that is an absolute no. So we are not going to do that. And you can hear them. I think they're called grackles. They're big, huge black birds, and we don't like them. We don't like them. So anyway, here's what's going on with the garden so far. My little roses over here are blooming a little bit that I cut way back. This was really tall and it was not doing well, so I cut it back, gave it some fertilizer, and it's looking great. These I cut way back, and they are now, oh, here's one blooming. Oh, looky there. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm going to have to come back and take a picture of it. And these are starting to bloom. We've got a red one over here blooming. Oh, I'm so excited. So if you have roses and you're not quite sure how to take care of them, I cut them back when summer's kind of over a little bit, and then I cut them further back when we no longer have freezing temperatures, and that seems to make them do well the next season. And I've got some of those strange daylilies coming up, and they are getting ready to bloom because they've got blossoms on them. That's exciting. That's going to be really neat. And here's Oreo resting and grooming. This area where I cut down, it was bothering me really bad, and now I'm kind of getting used to it. I think it'll maybe be okay. So let's go take a look at what else is going on in the yard. My husband needs to mow. When school's going on, he does not do real well with the yard until school is kind of over. He can't kind of really get into it. But my daylilies are coming up. They're looking good. A lot of these plants are growing up and getting better. My chrysanthemums are still coming out and doing okay. I have daylilies over here in this section. They're doing well. They're getting bigger. And like I said, I gave them some shake and feed. And they really like that, especially when we get a lot of rain. This plant I had to take out. It was unanimous, and it is gone. That was a horrible mess. And then these are fall plants. Sedums. They don't really bloom until fall, but they do have pretty, greenery. They're pretty in the summer. But all of my daylilies are looking good. That was a new rose bush from last year. It's got buds on it. It's getting ready to open up. These daylilies are looking good. I kind of made a semicircle around this tree plant, and it won't do well until, although it's coming out, it's starting to get its leaves. It won't do well though until like end of July, August. But it still gets pretty leaves on it, so that's fine. That one's dead. I'm going to have to take it out. Over here, it was an ivy. It's just not an ivy, a holly bush. That holly bush is trying to hang on, but I don't think it's going to make it. Here is my transplant of the yellow roses. It's doing fine. It's not blooming yet, but it's doing fine. This is just going to be my rose section right here in this area. And then these daylilies are doing great. They're coming up, getting bigger. I've kind of encircled this tree with them. And I've given these fertilizer. They should look better pretty soon. All of this area is doing fair. It's okay. Got a tree going here. I'm sure that the people who go down the alley are going to be really mad at me about that. We took off this branch. We had a tree cutter come. He finally got this branch off that I have been wanting off forever. This tree is not looking good, but I don't know what my husband's going to do about it. I think that it's dying, and it's probably going to have to come down at some point soon, and it's a big one. So that's going to cost a fortune. And then I have some little rows here. This is a new one. This is the new one that I planted, and it does have some buds coming out. It doesn't look good. I've never been able to grow anything right here in this spot. And I don't know if it's because of the root system or it gets too much shade. I don't know, but I'm going to try one more time to see if I can get a trio going right here. And then this tree is getting bigger. Probably not one that I should have let it grow, but I did. Anyway. And then this one I'm just so proud of. I have a sedum over here. Daylilies. These I took apart and transplanted them. And I had that in an earlier video where I transplanted these. This rose bush is just magnificent. I'm just thrilled with it. And it's blooming and looking good. These just need some time. And then I have daylilies around this fountain. And under this big huge tree that we have here, that is just gigantic. But you can walk under it. I've just let these ground covers take over here. Sorry, something's getting me out here. Got a couple of rose bushes over here. Sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't. But they are starting to bloom pretty good. And just a ground cover here. A little daylily in that bucket. And there were big, huge bushes here. They died. And that one is so big that I can't take it out yet. Man, something has gotten me when I come out. Ooh, gotten into my throat. And these berberries, I had to cut back. They were sort of dying, but I'm going to keep what's here. And hopefully they will come out and stay with me. I really don't want to lose the berberries because I do think they give some color to the landscaping. And, you know, I mean, this yard, we didn't do it. It was here when we moved in. But taking care of it has been such it's just a lot of work. I mean, if you do any type of gardening, you know what I mean. It's just a lot of work. There's some honeysuckle in with all of this ground cover, and I've just let it go because I do like the honeysuckle. You just have to kind of keep it cut, which I haven't done yet, but I will need to do that. So anyway, I did wash off my deck. It's ready for me to come out and sit. The wind has calmed down a little bit. And Miss Oreo is now happy. She's happy she got her treat. She got her treat, so she is okay. She's feeling better. Yes, my little sweet girl. My little sweet girl. She's a pretty good kitty poo. You are a pretty good kitty poo. Did you know it? You are pretty good. Here's a little bit of treat left. Did you see? There's a little bit left right there. Yep, just a little bit. So we'll go in and keep working on my book. So I had to get out today and pick up a delivery, which I'll show you in just a little bit. And then I needed to go to our little local grocery store. It's teensy-tiny, but it's very good. And I'll show you what I got there. I am up, around, and about. I got up real early. I got up at 7, took my husband to work because he usually walks, but I took him because he's going to be mowing the yard later, and I didn't want him to have to do so much walking. So, took him to work, and then I came home and I got busy. Today is Thursday, and it is my Swiffering day. I Swiffer the floor in between my main cleaning. So I clean every 2 weeks. So the in-between week, I Swiffer. And then I usually do a spring cleaning duty where I take a rag on the end of a wire. Well, it's really not wire. It's a, I don't know, some kind of tool for cleaning. And I rubber band it to it so that I don't have to bend over. And I do the baseboards. And then I also go above my doors and get the dust off of those. And let's see, what else did I do? Oh, my shower head needed to come off and be clean because the hard water stains kind of get on it. So I soak it in CLR, which is probably not healthy, but it takes the stains off like within 30 minutes of just being soaked. So I did that, and then I needed to clean the blades on my fan. We only have one ceiling fan in our bedroom. I wish we had one in our living room, but we don't. I guess because the ceilings are too high, it'd be kind of wouldn't be a good deal. So anyway, I've done those things, and then I thought I needed to get out and get my order that I picked up. And I thought, I'm just going to run to the grocery store and get some staples, and I'll show you what I got when I get home. One thing that I picked up at the store is I always buy a bag of ice. And we have a freezer section that has ice that you can get through the door. But we moved here 23 years ago in July, and we never hooked it up. Don't know why. Actually, I do. The people who moved it in said you'd have to get a plumber to come hook it up. And we were so busy at that time, we just decided not to do it. So anyway, okay, here's what I got at our little grocery store. I've been hungry for green beans, and I saw a recipe on, I believe it was Facebook, about Texas Roadhouse green beans. So I'm going to try that. I love these kind of bell peppers. I like the red ones too, but I'm just going to do the green and the orange right now. I love those on the grill. I got some strawberries. They were on sale. Strawberries for me don't last very long, and I was putting them in a glass jar, and I need to do that again because it helps them stay a little bit better. I got a bag of spinach. I got some romaine hearts. There's 3 in there. I got a tomato. Tomatoes don't look very good at our store, but we'll give that one a try. I thought this was kind of neat. A cantaloupe with some blueberries and strawberries in it. Thought that would be good for Saturday morning breakfast. I did get a steak because we're going to try to grill maybe this weekend, and we're going to give this a try. I really wanted a filet, but our store doesn't have a filet, so we're going to try the ribeye. And maybe all of us just take a bite because I'm going to grill sausage and hamburger, plus probably some fresh vegetables. I got some pepperoni because I'm going to make my husband a dish next week because I'm going to be gone a couple of days, so I'm going to prepare him something so he'll have something to eat. I've been hungry for spaghetti, so I got some Classico roasted garlic, a couple of avocados that are green, and I've got one over here that's ready to eat right now, so hopefully these will be ready in a couple of days. A potato, a banana, and they had some sweet Vidalia onions on special. There's several in there. I don't usually buy this many. I just buy what I need. But because they were on special and I love the Vidalia onions, we're going to give those a try. So over here on the cabinet, let me get my mail out of the way. This is what I went to pick up. We have a lady in town who bakes. She makes the most wonderful stuff. She makes some popcorn that she calls crack. I mean, it is just like, I can't have it very much, especially being on the verge of pre-diabetes, so I can't have it anymore. But it is caramel popcorn. It's just out of this world. So she also makes cinnamon rolls. And people, these are the most wonderful cinnamon rolls I have ever had in my life. So what we do is I keep them in the freezer. I cut them up before I put them in the freezer, and we just have bites of them. And they last a long, long time until she bakes again. And then I go buy another set. And anyway, so this whole big pen, she only wants $20 for it. But I give her $25 because I'm not a baker. I wouldn't do it for that. So, you know, I think it's worth it. So $25 there and $43 here. Just this part right here with the bag of ice was $43. That's it. So anyway, it's just depressing to go to the grocery store.